back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amra. I make similar content every week, so make sure to subscribe. Last week I spoke to you guys about Pakistani women in politics, why it's so important for them to join politics, why it's so important for women to be in decision-making positions, and what are the barriers in their way. I also mentioned that political parties need to play a more important and more responsible role in improving women's political participation. Today I want to discuss what political parties can do within their own party structures to improve the situation for women and to increase their political representation. Before we look at the barriers women are faced with, I just want to say that there are many actors that need to work together in order to ensure that women's political participation is increased, such as the government, the media, the civil society, international community, as well as the political parties. But we're only looking at the political parties today. Due to the circumstances in which women are brought up and are confronted with when joining politics, they often have to deal with certain personal barriers such as a lack of confidence and low self-esteem. And that is something that I feel that political parties can help them with. Now let's go and look at some of the barriers women are faced with within their own political parties. The first one I've listed is social perceptions and discrimination, lack of proper training and education, lack of adequate finances to contest elections, and lack of mentoring and support from political parties. I'm just going to mention some different points, different areas that I think are really important as far as parties and their structures are concerned. Manifestos. The manifestos of all major political parties have made commitments to women's equality, but how many of them have a concrete strategy for fulfilling those commitments? It's going to take a lot of hard work and political will in order to turn those promises into reality. And I don't really see that happening right now with any of the political parties. Let's look at decision-making positions. Women make up an extremely small percentage of the decision-making bodies in most political parties. Their input in strategic level decisions, including the creation of manifestos, is very limited. And let's look at women's wings. Women's wings are often unstructured and disorganized. They are unable to contribute to policymaking in their parties in a productive way. Some people actually argue that women's wings in political parties are created to isolate women further. Awarding tickets. That's another very important area, I think. Most political parties don't have transparent recruitment procedures for candidates. It's common for parties to award tickets to women from families of the political leadership and ignore workers. Now, this is a very common thing and a lot of people complain about this. No major political party is headed by a woman right now. There are very few women on important decision-making positions within the parties. Low percentage of women in central executive committees. Okay, let's look at some of the recommendations I've come up with. The first one is to ensure that gender is mainstreamed into all party policies and documents. Women's wings should have defined roles and responsibilities with appropriate funding, and I think they should also be made a part of the constitution of the party. Increase representation of women party workers at the central and provincial decision-making bodies. There should be transparent recruitment of candidates. Provide training to women candidates in fundraising, media skills, etc. Candidate quotas for women on general seats. Support women's parliamentary caucuses. Ensure safety of women candidates, especially in areas of potential violence. Ensure that women parliamentarians are given leadership roles within parliamentary committees in the national and provincial assemblies, as well as the Senate. If you guys can come up with more recommendations, please share those with us in the comments below. If you liked or learned something, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.